Aries, welcome back for your mid-month reading. Those of you who are new, a very warm welcome, and returning subscribers, thank you, much appreciated. Those of you who don't know, I have launched another channel. The link will be within the video or below, or both. And the booking page on both channels are exactly the same website. It's very simple. You click the link, goes straight through, and it has the booking page. Scroll down on the first page and you can pick a style of reading and it takes you to checkout. Now, as for the astrology aspect of things, we do have a total lunar eclipse coming up. Again, the astrology related areas that perhaps we can use to help us get grounded, understand why we're feeling certain frequencies. That's in a very separate video. And again, I will try and link it onto this, otherwise you can find it at Yildiz readings. Now, I've pulled the cards ahead of time, and even tuning into them, I'm feeling you're in a hurry. I'm really feeling you're quite... It's like you've had an epiphany. You've really had an epiphany, and whatever you're doing, it's like, I've got to get this footing right. I've got to get grounded. And it is a very, it's like you're running in. It can be because your frequency is feeling better, but you've gained some sense of clarity, and it is to do with how you want your foundation, how you want family, what you want life to look like. It can also be healing a situation within a connection, and it's strange because some of these readings very much are coming through from the point of view of romance, although they are the general aspect of the read. But it's connected to somebody where it's you've left something behind and you're moving towards a frequency. And for some of you, I do actually feel this is a past tense person. I feel a lot in your life is moving forward and you're trying to pull it together or leave it behind. Now, in your 3D area of things, again, you completely have the clarity why you're not feeling home. It's like you've just had this epiphany. You're like, I physically don't feel home. And the funny thing is, I do feel you might have left one person, ended up with somebody else, and then again, you may have done a 360 and gone, I've left this person well and truly. I've purged this situation. Interesting. I've purged this situation. And you're returning to somebody different. You're wanting to. You're not quite sure how they're going to take it, but the energy I'm getting is you really don't care. You're coming in. But it's what's blocking you. So it may be you're not talking to this individual. For those of you who this is career-based, it's like you've had an epiphany. You're like, that's it. I'm moving. I need to move forward. As for your fair-based frequencies, it's strange. You literally are not listening to anything that's talking you out of this situation, which is kind of cute. It's like, I'm throwing caution to the wind. I'm not listening to the 4D. I'm not listening to that crap that my fair-based frequencies are telling me. You are nervous, but you're coming forward regardless. You're like, no, I need to make room in my life, and I have no room for time for waiting. So it can be said someone left you out in the cold and you've had this wake up call and you're like, I better hurry up. This just doesn't feel correct to me. So strange what's coming through. On the 5D, it's, okay, what I'm being shown, because you got these two cards, right? Throat chakra in reverse, which means they make you nervous talking. That's what I'm getting. I'm not feeling, you know, your higher self is saying, you have issues with communication. I do feel your higher self has said, look, you've had an issue with communicating your truth. Actions speak louder than words, and enough thinking. So again, it is a very fast-paced energy where you're rushing. Now, again, we'll tune into the rest of your reading and I will pull a few extra clarifiers to tie all it up. Now, in your financial section, this can be in your heart chakra as well, right? Because our money directly is a reflection of what we believe our self-worth is. And what we believe our worth is sometimes can be we're attracting it, but it depends on what that frequency is. Sometimes as quick as it can come in, it can go out, and that really is a block. And, you know, doing the chakra work can really help unblock that factor. For you, it's self-esteem in reverse. Something on the work front wasn't boding well. I also feel a frequency that you were giving to people that weren't deserving, okay? You've come to a conclusion with that. You've had an epiphany moment, and whoever this is that you're returning to, for some of you, this particularly could just simply be family. that you've seen the light in a situation and you're moving back towards family to get grounded. And it is very earth-based energy this year. So a lot of us are going to be finding ways to simplify things, as well as ways in which we can communicate in a better way, and to get grounded in a more rational way in our mind, you know, for what we think is correct. But something at the financial front might have embarrassed you or triggered you, but just not felt right. Can be connected to someone that you left behind in a romantic sense. But also what I'm feeling is you had a very harsh opinion of yourself. You work incredibly hard. All Aries really do. But it can be at times that it's all work and no play, and you don't want that anymore. It might have been that you needed that time, and the work actually helped you meditate upon what was and what wasn't working in your life, but it does feel as though you've gained some clarity and you know what you want to do. What is blocking you is the cool and collected. Okay, this can be the direct person, or it can be the attitude you took in order to handle a situation. Again, this could be a family-related dynamic, or it could be connected to a person who left you out in the cold, or you vice versa. It did put you in a state of grief. You did need some time to heal. And I do feel now that you've had this clarity and this energy boost, it's like you're rushing forward to try and sort this scenario out. In the family domain, I feel, again, interesting. Some of you weren't in agreement connected to a person. There's two stories coming through here. Some of you copped a lot of flack connected to a person you were connected to. And it caused issues in communication with this person who you wish currently to reconcile with. Some of you did reconcile, and it caused friction within the family of their belief of what this should be. Others of you, in general, to have this reunion with family, it might be, I'm going to pull another clarifier. I just heard something in my head. There's a few stories going on. Some of you, there might have been an announcement. Whatever's going on with the family, there is one message coming through, and this might only be for a few, where perhaps the energy with family has not been so great. And there may have been a passing, and it may be where you're having to really go back and deal with conflict. And the reunion as such can be directly connected to family. That's for some of you. And my condolences if that's so. There is sad frequency. I do feel a grandmother figure is waiting on the other side, if that's so. But one went before the other on being shown. So it's transformed, but there's also going to be an announcement of a birth. And that may be through your extended family. So some of you, it's an announcement the child is being born. Some of you, it might be that somebody has passed. But the reunion is coming through. Others of you, it may be that you decided to pick this reunion with an actual love interest. Again, go check your love reading. This is the general aspect of it. Because I feel you might be running towards them as well for some of you, okay? Because there's three stories coming through, and that's the heaviest part of the reading at the moment, really coming through loud and clear. Now, as for what's blocking you, belongings, finance, assets, and treasure. Now, it's the same as where your current state is, right? And again, the first card, right? So the two stories that are coming through is one is for a long lost love, the other is for a person that's passed over, but there's also going to be news of a birth. With the possessions, try and be mindful of the energy of what that person was, okay? If there's conflict, I feel this is what's going to block you is the possessions, you know, the aspect of people bickering and situations like that, which is not fun. But it might also be that you have financial obligations, so to get there is You're trying to tie up loose ends, and this can be even towards your love interest, trying to get things sorted, you know, realizing that that was what was blocking you from moving towards this person. And it could be a high vibration soulmate or a twin flame. However this directly relates, it does really feel as though, you know, within 7 days, or it could be for some of you, you've known this person 7 years, or it's been 7 months of back and forward. There was misfortune that really blocked you, as well as the possessions and the finances. You know, you weren't feeling the blessing in all these things, especially with the retrogrades last year, and it made you feel less of a human being with the conflict. Okay, or they may have felt this way. You might have felt this towards them, because energies can swap, but it blocked you. Now, in your dream state, it may be that you haven't seen this person in a very long time. Okay, now again, you don't want to use your intuition. You want to physically see the person in 3D. So you no longer can tolerate this being just a third eye situation, and it is connected to a partner or a parent figure that has passed over. Like I said, there's 2 energies coming through. Again, there is a child. I am seeing a child coming through in the family domain. And look, when we say family, it can also be people that we directly call family, because they're the ones that have been there for us. You know, family isn't just blood in this day and age. So whoever this is, I am feeling it's a little girl. And this child's going to be very close to you. You know, it may actually bring people together. This very much is a month of births, deaths, you know, credit, debt, very transformative energy, so to speak. It is an interesting month moving forward, and you know, after what we've been through in 2019, it's like, is this going to get better? It is, but it's picking that frequency up after the fact of situations happening, right? So it was like we were in the emergency ward. Now we're theoretically in the recovery ward, because that's really what I'm going to have to hurry, because every person's talking to me at the moment. I did turn it off. I mean, I did. Now, what's blocking this dream from coming is you opening up your heart chakra. And it might be speaking it, but actually making it to that person to communicate it, but not using your third eye anymore. And especially with what's coming through, you know, in the rest of the cards, it is showing that you don't want to use your intuition anymore. You don't want to get scared of this situation. You really are ready to jump in the deep end. Now, what you're not seeing again is that your self-esteem is going to be on fire, okay? But it comes down to your communication. It comes down to the actions. You may be surprised how little this person needs in order to feel better. This can even be for your family. It may be you end up being the mediator and help them feel a little bit better through this transition, even if you hadn't been gelling. Energies like that can make you or break you. But it's usually the person who is deemed as the strong one, who's a little bit more, sometimes it can even come off that you're aloof because you've got it together and you're trying to stay grounded. But a lot of times it's not. You have the strength to push the pause button to get things done, but then your purging and your healing comes after, but you do need to be gentle with yourself during that process. What is blocking you is your honesty. So it's like, I'm trying to tell you everything's going to be better, but, you know, this is going to take some time. It's going to take some time. We've got to soldier on. You know, and it's the work. It's not telling them how long it can take, maybe. And this can be to younger children as well, if you're having to communicate that. For those of you who this is in relation to, and it's strange, this has really come through as a love reading, so you guys are going to end up having a double love reading, but the family-related dynamics are still coming through in a balanced sense. As for your finances, don't stress, okay? And the reason I'm saying that is because whatever things you need to deal with right now, it's divinely guided. Everything is going to fall into place. Anything that needs to fall by the wayside, let it go. Trust in the process of the situation, because I do feel you are protected. You do have some good things coming, but I do feel this urgency inside you of you actually needing to move forward. Now, those of you who are swapping careers, again, I am seeing a bit later down the track, but if you're needing to at this point, it's divinely guided. So just trust in your instincts and your intuition and don't let fear hold you back. Love and light. Again, if you do need a booking and you would like me to tune in psychically to it, come through and I'd be happy to meet you. Bye.